Hey guys, my name is Vanessa. If this is your first time joining, welcome. I hope you guys go ahead and hit that thumbs up button if you are excited to get to know me a little bit. I try to do these every so often, a few times a year, just for anybody who has missed a few videos or have talked about certain subjects, or if you just want to, be a little nosy. There's nothing wrong with that. I am glad to share certain aspects of my life with you guys that you are curious about. So I'd also love for you to subscribe. I have a lot of content that I want to be sharing with you guys to end out 2021 with a bang. So with all of that, I have my questions written down. I actually have quite a few. So depending on how talkative I get, this is not your first sit down video with me. This is just my favorite thing to do, is to sit down and chat with you guys and then read the comments that you leave me. It makes my day. I want to first start out with, I actually received quite a few questions, which I was not surprised of, about Paige, my oldest daughter, who is 17. That's really the only information I share about her, other than, her diet, lifestyle, that kind of thing in grocery hauls. You get bits and pieces of her, and sometimes over on Instagram. But as far as that, I will not be answering any questions that are about her. She prefers me not to talk about her life, her plans, any of that. She likes to keep it completely private, and I like to respect her privacy. So I will not be answering any of the questions. You guys sent in quite a few, and I was about to apologize, but I'm not going to apologize either, because at the end of the day, she's my daughter and that is her wish. So I'm not going to be answering any of those questions. But I did get a couple questions that are not really on her, but on me. So I will answer those. The first one, and I've got them like all written down. I like to write on paper. And I made little notes. I'm never prepared, and I always have to turn off the camera and think about my answer. This time I'm fairly prepared. So anyway, first question, what will you do with Paige's room when she goes to college or moves out? Well, Bryce originally said that he wanted to move into that room because other than our bedroom, Mark and I, hers is the only other bedroom that has a full bathroom attached. I mean, Rose and Pearl do also, but it's like a Jack and Jill where they have a sink, but they do share a toilet and a bathtub. And then Bryce does have his own bathroom, but it's not attached to his bedroom. It's down the hall a little bit, and it's like the main bathroom upstairs. So if anybody's over, friends are over, that kind of thing, anybody's hanging out in the game room, we have guests that are in the guest room, which is now upstairs. They all use that one main bathroom upstairs. So Paige's bedroom is the only other bedroom that has a completely full bathroom attached to it. And when Bryce made that comment, Rose and Pearl were quick behind it. They were like, what? I want my own bathroom on my bedroom. So Mark and I decided that Paige's bedroom is going to become the actual guest bedroom. So then we'll be able to redo the room that is upstairs, that is currently our guest bedroom, into something else, whether we get a pool table or turn that into the movie theater room, because it has a door, we can close it, we can make it dark in there, and then have an actual game room with a pool table. Or what I say pool table just because that's always been on Mark's wish list. So we'll see though. On the flip side, he doesn't want a pool table because the only place we could have it is upstairs, and he's not excited about trying to figure out how to get a actual pool table, like a real size pool table, not the little ones upstairs. So anyway, like I said, I can get pretty chatty with these questions. Paige's room is going to be turned into the guest room. So we are going to be redoing, I want to say we're going to rip everything out, but I'm not quite sure, her entire bathroom and redo it, and her carpet as well, and put in, all the flooring downstairs is going to be changed at one point. She's not getting kicked out anytime soon. So that is going to be her room. We don't have any plans anytime soon to redo it, but it will be the guest room. All right, and then the other question was, and I didn't write down your full comments. A lot of you guys went into detail, and I didn't know if you wanted me to share those extra details. So maybe just let me know in the comments, the next Q&A, if you guys actually want me to say your name, say your full comment, or if you just are curious about the question itself. So this one had a little bit more detail into it, but I kept that private. But the main focus of the question was socializing for kids who homeschool, and are there any virtual groups out there? So without going into, personal details of Paige, if you get online, there are actually a ton of different types, kinds, styles of virtual groups that your child could get into. Just, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but do your research, find one that you think is the best for that person. There could be, you always in the back of my mind with anything online, some of those virtual groups might not be appropriate for your child. So just do the research, read reviews, reach out to other people in your area, join, like in my area, there's tons of Facebook groups for like San Antonio, for Boerne, Facebook Marketplace. I mean, there's so many online groups. Try to find one that's close to your area and post that question and say, hey, do you guys know of any virtual groups? That way you're finding the right one for your kid. So there are tons out there. As far as socializing for kids who homeschool, who have anxiety, that was a big part of the question. I would just say start small. If they're not super comfortable around children their age, take them out with you when you go out. I mean, as even like going for a quick errand, going to the post office to mail something out, take your kid with you. And that way they are getting used to going out. Don't let them stay in the whole time. Don't force them to do anything that they really just don't want to do, but just start small, see what you can do. Start taking them on longer trips. Like if you have a 2-week grocery stock up that you want to do or something like that, and you know you're going to be in the grocery store for about an hour. Don't go during a busy time to where the store is packed. That's definitely a no-no. But pick an off time. Maybe Mark and I like to go to Costco an hour before they close because it's not packed. And if you guys shop at Costco, you know it's really hard to find that sweet time where the parking lot is just not packed. And we found the one near us the last hour before they close. We're able to really just peruse the aisles at our own pace, and we're not like waiting for people, or there's not a huge line or anything like that. So pick a less busy time and take your kid to the grocery store or things like that. If they're needing some like specific item or clothing, again, take them so they can go pick it out so they're getting out, but go at a less busy time. Also, try finding something that they really enjoy, and whether it is a sport, if they're up to that, but only doing one. Like, don't sign your kid up for too many things because that's not going to help either. Or if they really like art, try to find maybe not a like kid-centered art class, but any art studio or anything like that, or something online where they're doing something but talking to the teacher or something like that. Maybe try doing something online first, like an online class outside of homeschool, like something fun that they are really into. For instance, well, this isn't online, but at our zoo, the San Antonio Zoo, they have experiences, extra experiences. I mean, they cost a little bit more, but if you really want to get your kid out of the house and they're into animals, you can, like we went to go see the tortoise, and it was just us in there. So you have to get through the zoo. The zoo is always packed, but in that experience, it's just you and your family, and you're able to really just do something one-on-one with your kid, and they're still out and about, but the whole focus is just with them and the thing that they enjoy. I hope that made sense. I was trying to answer that question without getting personal within our own family. All right, I'm sticking with like the family questions. Any advice on having twins? So this mommy to be is having twins, and she wants to have some advice. So if you guys are new, my husband Mark and I, we have 4 children. Paige is our oldest, she is 17, and then we have Bryce, our only son. He is 10. Paige turned 17 in July, Bryce turned 10 in January, and then to end out our family, we had Rose and Pearl, twins. They are fraternal, they look nothing alike. Their personalities aren't anything alike, and they are 8. They're going to be 9 in November. So 9 years having twins. My main piece of advice is don't worry about anything during the first year. I mean, I tried to take as many pictures and like video clips as I could, because that first year just goes by so quickly. When you're in it, it feels like it's going by really slow, but it just passes so quickly because you have no sense of time. I don't even know how much sleep I got in that first year, and my husband included, like both of us. We each, at the very beginning, once we realized how difficult it was, we also had Bryce, who was under 2. He wasn't even 2 yet when the girls were born. So we had 3 in diapers for a very long time. But with them, their sleep schedule, he and I at the very beginning were like, you know what? We're not gonna do this like it's your night, it's your night, it's your night. It's all of our nights, all the time. We just pick a child. So, and I don't remember whose child, like I said, I don't remember a lot of that first year. I want to say Rose was mine and Pearl was Mark's, but we could have like flip-flopped halfway through the year. I don't remember, but anytime Rose woke up in the middle of the night after it was bedtime, it was she was my kid. It was my responsibility to go get her back to sleep, whether that meant feeding her, changing her diaper, stimulating her for a little bit, whatever I needed to do to get her to fall back asleep, that was on me. And then anytime Pearl woke up, that was on Mark. That just seemed to work the best for us. You have to find out what works best for your family, your situation, all of that. But at the end of the day, I think it took us a couple months to realize, like, okay, we're just having a child. This is your child, this is your child. You're responsible for them at nighttime. So that's what ended up working out for us. As far as any other advice, just get through that first year, and it's fantastic after that. The first year is rough. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that at all. It's wonderful once they start, once they're a little bit more independent and you're not having to care for two at the same time. I wouldn't change it any other way, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it either. It is hard the first year, I mean, at least for us. We don't have nannies or anything like that. Mark actually, in one of his old jobs, he had somebody who, I want to say that they had twins around the same time that we did, and they hired a night nanny. And anytime that Mark was talking to him, he's like, oh yeah, I had a great night's sleep. And Mark and I are like, well, we didn't. We don't have a night nanny. So if you're able to, that would probably be fantastic if you can get a night nanny. But yeah, the first year is going to be rough. But you'll make it through it. Make sure you have a good, some good friends, family, a good foundation, all of that, somebody to reach out to if you need to. That's like my main piece of advice, is just find as quick as you can what's gonna work for the sleeping arrangements at night, whether you stay at home or not. Look, I've been a stay-at-home mom since Bryce was born, and he's 10 and a half. But that doesn't mean that I don't still need to do things during the day and that I can just sleep whenever I want, especially since I had Bryce. And he was under 2. I couldn't just take a nap anytime the twins took a nap during the day, because Bryce didn't nap as much as they did. So, you know what I mean? You just got to figure out your schedule. That's the most important thing. Figure out what's going to work, and that'll make your life a lot easier, hopefully. But congratulations, that's fantastic. Twins are a lot of fun. They're just a lot of work also when they're little itty bitty. All right, did any of your kids ever have food allergies? So none of my kids have allergies right now. Rose, when she was born, we had to buy her, it was like no dairy. She couldn't have milk or anything like that. It had to be all the almond milk and that kind of thing until she was about 2. And then, working with our pediatrician, we slowly started introducing things, because they were both, twins. You're more likely to have them prematurely, which Rose and Pearl were born prematurely, and then they had to spend a week in the NICU. So Rose had the most that she had to do, and I feel like Pearl could have come home a little earlier, like a few days earlier, but they did keep them together. So they did spend about a week, and if you guys have seen, I'll pop up a picture, but Rose is about 3% for height and weight and all of that. So she's charting about 1 to 2 years smaller than her age. So she's very, very petite. Not that she won't catch up, in one of her growth spurts, or, over the course of her growth spurts before she's an adult. She had a lot of food allergies in the first 2 years, but now they can all eat anything, drink anything, other than, the occasional seasonal allergy, extra dust in the house, that kind of thing. They're all good. I get this question quite often. Do the girls go by their first names in school? So everybody in the house, except for me, go by their middle name. And it's kind of like a little joke with Mark and I when we named Bryce, Rose, and Pearl that way. My middle name is Nicole, but I go by Vanessa. I've always gone by my first name. Paige, her first name is Elizabeth, which is my mom's middle name, but she goes by Paige. I knew before I had her that I wanted to call her Paige, but Paige, Elizabeth, I just liked Elizabeth Paige better. So I knew going into it that I was gonna call her middle name. Whenever they want to go by their first names, they're more than welcome. It's still their name, but we call them by their middle names. And then Bryce, his first name is Jackson, but Bryce just sounded better. We knew we wanted to call him Bryce again, but it just sounded better that way. And then Mark, his first name is Timothy, and actually he went by Timothy and Tim for a long time. And then he went to Mark, went back to Tim, went back to Mark. I met him as Mark, and that's what he goes by now, but he flip-flopped a lot. So as far as school, you're required to put their legal first name, so all their documents have their first names on them, but I do put hey, they go by Rose, they go by Pearl, that kind of thing. Last year, Pearl did not correct her teachers a couple times and she went by Emma. And so I just told her, hey, you can't be called both. You need to pick. Like, you just need to pick through elementary school. You're going to go by Emma or you're going to go by Pearl. And then in middle school, if you want to go by Emma, you can go by Emma. Ultimately, should have picked Pearl. So they do go by their middle names at school for the time being. But if they ever want to go by the first names, they can. I probably won't start calling them by their first names because to me, they're always going to be Paige, Bryce, Rose, and Pearl. All right, where would you and Mark's dream vacation without kids be? So I'll try to ask him and, you know, film him answering this question and add it in here after I answer because I'm filming this while he's at work. But mine, and you guys are probably going to be frustrated with me on some of my answers because I don't have favorites. Like, I like so many things and a variety of things and places that I don't want to be like just tied down to one. So I love going anywhere. Any opportunity that Mark and I get to go out and be alone, we take it. So I don't have like this dream vacation for him and I planned out or, you know, on my wish list or anything like that. I just seize whenever we can. Like here recently we went to Fredericksburg, which is about 2 hours away from us. And we stayed at this little tree house and we had a great time. It was very relaxing. No TV in this tree house. It was so relaxing and we loved it so much that we actually booked it again for December. We're gonna go out again in December in a different, I think the place that we stayed at had 5 different like tree houses, they're calling them, and we picked a different one to stay at and they're all like decorated differently too. So we're very excited about that. So that was a lot of fun, but yeah, I don't have like a dream vacation. I will ask him. I won't tell him what my answer was so you guys get his real answer, but I don't have one. And like some of these questions, I got a lot of like, what's your favorite? What's this? I don't have favorites. Like I love a lot of things and I don't like to be like tied down to one specific thing. So I'm going to apologize about that. I'm sorry. I can't give you like a favorite or anything like that. All right. So Mark's home now.
Sorry,
we are surrounded by dogs. And the question is, what is your dream vacation with me without children?
There's so many options. So I was asking you a bunch of questions, right? Asking her a bunch of questions about is money an object? Like, can we be gone as long as we want?
Yeah, and he was like, what'd you say? It's like, I'm not telling you what I said. You pick your own dream vacation.
That's funny. I would probably want to go, gosh, in no particular, can I give 3 answers?
Go for it.
Cool. No particular order would be like a tour of Europe. Like see old castles and all kinds of crazy stuff. Get on trains and just see a bunch of old world architecture. And then New Zealand would be awesome. I want to go see where the hobbits were for Lord of the Rings. I'd like to go check that out. They have all kinds of crazy stuff there, mountains and everything. So, and then Australia would be the other one, which is a little different than New Zealand, but just to kind of see Sydney and see the outback and all that fun stuff. Those would be my 3 top choices.
You want to know what I said?
What'd you say?
I said, I mean, I wish now thinking about it, like talking to you, I wish I would have said it exactly like this because it would have been so cheesy. But I basically said, any vacation with you without kids is a dream vacation.
Oh, so sweet.
I said, I like just any time we can get away together.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
I win. I'm just kidding.
That was kind of I was thinking like going back to Fredericksburg or something like that.
And that's what I said.
Yeah,
I was like, take Fredericksburg, for example, and I popped up a picture of the little treehouse. I was like, that was just great. There was no TV, and it was just really chill.
No TV was kind of hard.
It was different. I was like, wait, there's no TV? Like at the end of the night type of thing. But
so, yeah, I've never been out of the country. So
right,
anywhere out of the country would be awesome.
Yeah. So, I figured that's what you were gonna say.
Yeah.
Like out of the country.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining me for my Q&A.
Yep.
All right, and then like there's a couple different vacation ones. This one, they're very similar. That one was like Mark and I without kids. This one is, what's your dream vacation destination, or have you already been there? So one, I do have a list of places that I would love to go. Like there's not one like ultimate vacation, but I do have a list of places. So one of them has already been checked off. I really wanted to take the entire family to Disney World, and we did do that. We had a blast. It was stressful, but we did have a blast. We were there for about a week. Also on my list is I want to rent a RV and go to the Grand Canyon and like kind of camp out there and do some of the things that are available there. I think that would be a lot of fun, completely different, like a completely different type of vacation, right? And then I also, like the third thing on my list, these were like my main three. I would love to go somewhere, whether it's Colorado or somewhere else, I would love to go somewhere where it's cold and like snow all the time, snow on the ground, a white winterland during Christmas. Once with just, the family, just our immediate family, the kids and Mark and I think that would be just different. We live in Texas. It has snowed like the past couple years, but just a little bit, like it doesn't stay for very long. So I want to go somewhere where we can like go skiing and snowboarding and all that fun stuff. All right. And then what would your ideal vacation be? I feel like that's kind of the same. Like ideally we love going to the lake. Like that's just my ideal. It's very chill. The whole family's there. Sometimes we have friends come. Sometimes we have like extended family come. It's just that's something that we love to do every single year is go to the lake. It used to be the beach. But as the kids have grown, we've realized that we enjoy the lake more. There's no like sand in your pants or salty water to burn your eyes or anything like that. The lake is just a lot more fun, and we can actually get on the boat right there from the house and jet ski and all that. Just a lot more to do on the lake than at the beach. But that's like my ideal vacation. I love doing that. It's my favorite thing to do. We love to check out different lake houses each year and see different styles and all of that. So that's my ideal vacation. What's your dream car? So I'm not into cars at all. I just need it to take me from place A to place B, and that's it. Like I don't care what my car looks like or anything like that. I do have a favorite color. I wish I had a blue car just because that's my favorite color. But as long as it fits all of us and I can like pick up a random piece of furniture in it. Like this weekend, I found a piece on Facebook Marketplace for Pearl's room, and it took up the entire back part of the van. Couldn't do that if I had a little car. I used to have a Chevy Cavalier, and now I have a Toyota, some kind of Toyota van. Like I don't even know, because I don't care. Cars aren't my thing. I would love, however, and this is on our like budget plan for next year, I would love a car, maybe still a van. I'm not against the van. I like it. It's roomy. I'm used to it. I was thinking a Tahoe. My mom had a Tahoe for a while and I loved that car. But I just want a backup camera, and I want like leather seats, not fabric seats. It's just something that's easier for me to wipe down, not as easily stained with kids and all that, And then it would be nice if we used to take a lot of road trips, not quite so often the past couple years, but now that the kids are getting older, it'll be easier. But I'd love to have like a little movie player in the back also for when we do start going on road trips again, so the kids have something to keep them entertained. So I have like little wish lists in a car, but as far as like a brand car, I don't have a dream car. So you guys are gonna have to let me know, and I didn't write these down until after. Some of these are from Instagram. I put a post on my community tab, and then I put a post on Instagram on my stories, and those disappear in 24 hours. So I couldn't, if I can, I haven't figured that out yet. I'm not very tech savvy unless I learn it specifically. I can't just like figure things out real quickly. It takes me some time, but I couldn't figure out how to reply and ask for more clarification. But these two questions, two different people, but they were kind of similar. Any house or family plans you would be comfortable sharing, and then family update. So I wasn't quite sure what you were meaning on that. So if that was your question and I don't answer it, like if you meant something completely different, just let me know in the comments and I'll just type it out. I know it's easier to hear me answer. You can understand what I'm saying better, but I'll type out a response if I can. So as far as like house or family plans, we don't have any family plans that I can think of, but house, we have lots of plans in the house, but I will share all of that, whether it's like something small on Instagram where I'm just sharing like a new piece or something, or like rooms that we're redoing. We're, just taking it. I was going to say taking one room at a time, but we're really not. I have like 4 projects going right now. We just I pick things up when I see them, and I get projects checked off when I have the time to do that specific project. So like right now, I've got the half bath, the kitchen, the laundry room, Pearl's room, and then we might be picking up a couple things for the master bedroom as well. So, we've got like different areas of the house that we're working on. Rose's room is still on the agenda. Flooring is on the agenda. What else? I don't know, living room. We're gonna do some stuff in the living room. Backyard is gonna be coming next year. I'm so excited about this. It's gonna be a huge transformation in the backyard. So lots of house updates and plans, nothing like family. And then family update, I wasn't like, are you referring to because we had COVID and that kind of thing? I wasn't entirely sure, but there are more questions later on that will answer that whole situation. So I'll be going into that later. But as far as family update, right now, we're all good. School's in session. I've got some time to get some things done. We're gearing up for the end of the year, which is my favorite time of the year. So I've got lots of plans to share things and like the holidays. I love it. So we're all good. That's our family update. Advice for knowing when to start a family. It is really up to you. Like, you can't be told when is the right time to start a family. Now, this person did say their ages and that their family said it was too soon. I had Paige when I was 20. I got pregnant when I was 19. Now, I always wanted kids earlier. I always knew that I would like to be done having children by the time I was 35 because I didn't want to be like an old grandma. If my kids even want to have children of their own, that's totally up to them. I will be fine with whatever. But seeing my parents, what they're able to do with my kids, especially Paige, because I had Paige when I was 20, like they've just had so much fun and been able to see them, and they got to spend several years with my grandparents. They are great grandparents. I do still have one living grandparent left, but all of my kids have been able to meet all of them, which I've loved, and I would love that for my kids, so that's just my own personal preference. I always knew I got lucky with Paige, but I knew I wanted to start a family early. So your ages are a little bit older than mine already. So it's, when you're ready. If you want a family, don't wait to check off boxes or anything like that, because once you start, you don't even know if it's going to take a little while, So I say you do you. Don't worry about what anybody else says. And early congratulations for even thinking about starting a family. I think that's fantastic. All right, I got this question a lot also. Is Lily getting adopted? So if you guys don't know, we started our first journey as a foster family for pets, for dogs really. We were open to cats and kittens as well, but it was always dogs that were needing it more. But we started in May, right before school ended, and we've been fostering kind of off and on ever since. We actually ended up adopting one of the puppies that we first fostered, Oliver. So I'll pop up a couple pictures of all of our pets so you guys can see. We've got 4 dogs in the house right now. We have 2 cats, and then we have a chinchilla and a snake. Now, one of the cats and the snake are Paige's, so they're not like out in the house or anything like that. I mean, the snake doesn't come out really at all. Well, yes, he does. Paige walks around with him a little bit, and he comes out to eat. But as far as like having the run of the house, 3 pets are kind of like contained. Now, Mishka, Paige's cat, does come out a little bit, but not like having the run of the house because she's so tiny. She's like, I think she's 5. We've had her for a little while now, so she might be closing in on 5 months. We got her when she was 12 weeks, but we do have a house full. So Lily is our latest foster, and we weren't going to foster anymore once we adopted Oliver. We were like, you know what, school started, we're not fostering anymore. We needed, put a break on it. Over the summer was a little easier. But Oliver is such a puppy. Like, he is a puppy, and he's so playful, and Buford loves it, but Bella, anytime he like wants to play with Bella. Like, he knows Buford's sitting right here. That's why I'm like doing this. He knows Buford will play with him, but he would always go for Bella. And Bella's just old. I mean, she is a chocolate lab. She's a big girl. She's 80 something pounds. So she's already, got the arthritis and things like that. She takes some medicine now. It's a sad vet visit when I took her in. But she's showing her age, and she cannot play like Oliver wants to. So when the opportunity came up to foster another puppy, there was actually a litter of like 4 puppies. And the second I saw Lily, I was like, she's like the complete opposite of Oliver. They look like yin and yang. So I was like, all right, we're going to try her out. So I first signed up to foster her just for like to give her foster family like a little week vacation. I was like, okay, we'll take her, but I only want to commit to 1 week right now just to make sure that it's okay. Like, I didn't want to foster a dog that I had to keep up in a room. like this summer. I had to keep certain dogs separate because they weren't, you know, up to date on their shots, or they weren't super friendly with older dogs. Buford is very territorial. So when Lily came into the house, it was pretty easy. It was a little, you know, more hands-on with 4 dogs, especially with 2 puppies, like with children. The younger they are, the more hands-on you have to be. But she's fitting pretty well. We're just fostering her there's no end date in fostering her. So she's working well with the family. She's hanging out with us. I don't have, like I said, an end date or anything like that. So she's just our foster pup for now. And now we're gonna get into house questions. And I was about to say I don't want to talk too much, but I'm gonna talk too much. I just feel like some people aren't like super up to date, especially if you're new. Like if this is your first video, I would just, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look through my videos and try to find something that has to do with what I'm talking about. So we originally were planning on, and we like went all the way up to right before we were gonna pull the trigger and start building. We designed a home, we wanted to build, but there was still like something in the back of our mind. We were still questioning ourselves, like, is this the right decision? So we knew, like, having that feeling, it probably wasn't the right decision. So this question is, why did you buy instead of build? I have answered this several times, but this might be a new person that like kind of maybe watched a few videos or have seen comments from people and aren't entirely sure. But we decided to buy because that, at the end of the day, that was the best decision for our family. Our kids, our younger 3, still being younger, they thrive off of playing with friends. And where we were deciding to build, one, it was extremely more expensive than where we are living now, and our way of living would have changed a little bit. Like, my shopping would have had to cease to exist. And could I have done that? Yes, but we wouldn't have been like as happy. Like, we would be living for the house, and we didn't want that. We still like to go on vacations and like to take random road trips when the opportunity arises and things like that, and pick up, you know, a random piece of furniture off of Facebook Marketplace when it comes up for sale, instead of like looking and seeing if we could afford to do that you know, exact day, that kind of thing. And the house that we were designing, the money that we would have had to put into that, I just don't feel like was the right decision. We were very excited about it because it was going to be right next to my parents. We're all very close to my parents, and it did hurt a little bit finding this house, knowing that it was further away than we intended. But this neighborhood is fantastic. I mean, it is filled with kids. My kids can go out and play every single day. I have kids ringing my doorbell every single day. My kids are in heaven. They love it. They did not have that where we were. We were more like out in the country, you know, no going door to door, you know, walking to friends' house. It was always like we would have to really plan play dates. Here, it's spur of the moment. A kid comes over, hey, can your kids play? I'm like, yep, go play. Go in the backyard, go play, go to their house, go play. I know where their house is. Like, it was the best, like, huge sigh of relief when we found this house. I was like, this is fantastic. So yeah, things just worked out how they were meant to, and we're very close. Like, Mark had to commute to work where we were going to build over an hour there and back. Here it's with heavy traffic. I mean, like heavy traffic. If there's an accident, something's held up, it's at most 20 minutes. That's it, at most. So it's just fantastic. I love it. Also, somebody else asked, do you ever regret the time or money spent on the tiny home? No. One, it did not cost that much. It's actually very affordable to do that. And 2, never ever. I don't regret really anything in my life, because I always look at, oh man, I saw this like meme or whatever, that don't say the glass is half empty or half full. The point is, you can always refill it. So I always used to say that I always look at the glass half full. Like, there's always room for more. But I love that even better. Like, who cares if you're down in the dumps? Or, I mean, you care. I care. I'm sorry if you're having a bad day. I hope it gets better. But if your glass is empty, just fill that sucker back up. Do what you need to fill it back up. So I do not have regrets in my life. I have things that, you know, sometimes I'm like, could I have handled that differently? Probably. A lot of things here on YouTube, could I have handled things differently? Yes, but it all happens for a reason. I grow through things that happen to me. I get better in things. Things happen to me for a reason, for my family, all of that. Being able to spend that time in that tiny home, very close to my parents, I wouldn't trade that for the world. My kids got to see them every single day. Every weekend I went and drank coffee with my mom and my dad on their back porch. It was fantastic. I'm gonna get teary-eyed because I do wish we could have found a house closer to them, but being in this house for 2 years now and knowing our neighbors, oh man, it's also like that time of the month where I'm very emotional. I feel like it worked out how it's supposed to. We're not super far from my parents. We can still see them whenever we want. It is just a little bit of a drive now. So that's like the only thing that when we found this house, we were like, oh, like I had to look at this house 3 times because that was on my mind, how far it was from my parents. Again, we're very close to my parents. So no, I wouldn't, no. I don't regret the tiny home or anything like that because I would never regret spending more time with family or friends, like because you can't get that back, you know, like if you're not spending the time, there's not enough time in the world is what I'm getting to. You never know when time is up. So no matter how much money we spent on it, whether it didn't cost a lot, it did not cost a lot, or it cost a ton and we like lost so much money, which didn't happen. Even if we did, it was fantastic being close to my parents. So all right, oh, I forgot a question like around the fostering. Somebody asked, would you ever foster a pig? Oh, I would foster everything. If we had the space, the yard, all of that. If my neighbors would be okay with it, they probably would not be okay with a pig or chickens. Like, oh, I would love to have chickens one day. But yeah, no. It would be nice to have acreage. We looked for that too, but at the end of the day, while the kids are young, we need to be in a close-knit community with lots of things for them to do, for them to play and, you know, get their wiggles out and all of that. So this is a perfect place for us right now. All right, is Texas a good place to live? And is there a good cost of living in the San Antonio area? I think Texas is a great place to live if you like the heat. Like every summer, I hate the heat, but all in all, Texas is great if you can deal with hot summers. There's a lot to do here, lots of kid-friendly stuff, lots of adult-friendly stuff, lots of sightseeing to do. I mean, Texas is huge. Pick a spot and you could, you know, probably find somewhere. San Antonio is great because the cost of living is actually really good here, but you're also not far from Austin, which, you know, the cost of living is a little higher, and Houston, cost of living a little higher. We're not far from those 2 cities. So you can still enjoy what those cities have to offer without living in them and paying a little bit more. So San Antonio is a great location. What is your inspiration for your kitchen remodel? This actually has 2 questions. So I'll pop up a couple pictures so you guys can kind of see when I first was thinking about, okay, you know what, let's start getting quotes on the kitchen. What would I like to do with it? The main thing when we bought this house, and then especially once we got everything in and we started living in the house, was the island. Like it was super high. We could not use that bar top. We could have, but again, it's not a house full of adults. It's a house full of kids. When I started shopping for bar stools for that island, one, the tall, like custom made ones are expensive, and having kids and knowing that they wouldn't stay pretty forever, I just couldn't. I could never bite the bullet in 2 years. I was like, I'm not buying bar stools, like no. So then it just became the catch-all. Like we didn't use it a whole lot. The kids can't really reach it as well. Like they can't see everything that's on there. So it was a useless island other than the sink being in there and the dishwasher. That's really the only thing. So we knew that we just needed to make it work for our family. So my inspiration was, okay, well, what island would be great for us? Perused Pinterest, found a few things, and then just went from there. And knowing other areas of the house to look like the main living areas, I kind of had like a color scheme going. So again, I popped up a few pictures that I had on Pinterest. I did change my mind once I actually went shopping for things, but all in all, it's still gonna look similar to that. So that was my inspiration. That island was like the start, like knowing that had to go, and then that big piece going from the kitchen, I could kind of create my own at that point. So we just went from there. And then, will you be shopping to redecorate the kitchen once it's finished? I don't really want a whole lot of decor in the kitchen because I use the kitchen. I live in the kitchen. I might have a few pieces, like I bought this really big, I hope it's not too big, but I bought a bread box that I just fell in love with on Prime Day. I was like, oh, that is so gorgeous. Now, will I actually use it for bread? I don't think so, because we don't eat bread that often. I keep it in the fridge. It lasts a heck of a lot longer. But maybe for like fresh baked goods, like if I'm making cookies, especially this time of the year, the last 3-4 months of the year, you know, it's baking season really. So other than that, I have a few things on the wall, but those might change once we start with part 2 of our kitchen renovation. So I don't know, but I did buy like new pieces for the kitchen, like organizing things and bar stools. Those came in the other day. I haven't shared anything about those yet. So yeah, I'll be sharing. I just got some coffee mugs that are, you know, kind of a kitchen decoration because they're on the wall and they're displayed, but they're also useful. So I've already purchased some things, but don't worry, once that kitchen is done, I will be taking you guys on a tour. All right, so this question, I'm actually going to pause and I'm gonna take you guys into my kitchen because I don't think I really have anything, but we'll see if we can find anything. What is the strangest thing in your refrigerator? All right, so here's a glimpse at my fridge after a grocery haul, and a monthly grocery haul at that. Everything is just shoved in here. I have not come in. Normally I come in like 2 or 3 days later and organize it. I just put it up quickly, especially when I'm doing a monthly grocery haul because there's a lot. So just ignore the hot mess that is my fridge. But the only thing that I could find that wasn't like normal that you would typically see in a refrigerator are these granite stones. And these are for Jasmine, our chinchilla. I could actually, well, I'm gonna keep them in here until the weather is consistently cooler, but these are, and I actually haven't had to use these yet, but these are for if our house gets too warm for her. Chinchillas are supposed to stay around 70 degrees, which my husband loves because we keep our house cold, but if they get too hot, it's not good for them. So these are just little pieces of granite. They're called chilling stones, and I keep them in the fridge because if she ever were to get too hot, there are a couple different signs for chinchillas being overheated. I can take one of these out and put it in her living quarters and she can just hang out and lay on it and she'll feel nice and cool. So I have like a really thick one and then I have this thin one, but just 2 different options for her. So that might be, you know, weird, or that's the most random thing that I have in my fridge. Everything else, I mean, it's a mess, but it's all like food. So there you go. Okay, next, still with food, what is your favorite type of cuisine? So my first like initial thing was German food. I love German food. Kira just picked up this marzipan like cake for me. Oh, so good. Pop up a picture so you guys can see it. At Aldi. She found it at Aldi, and I think we're gonna go. She's like, she called me in the store. Well, she tried to. Connection wasn't that great. She FaceTimed me. She was gonna show me. She's like, the store has so much German stuff right now. I mean, the end of the year, that might have to do with why the end of the year is my favorite, because Germany, their Christmas in Germany is fantastic. And I was there as a kid. My parents are Air Force, so they're retired Air Force, but growing up, they were active duty Air Force, and we moved around a little bit, and we lived in Germany for several years, and like their Christmas markets and just the look of Germany during the holiday, it was fantastic. And I loved it as a kid, but like looking back and looking at pictures, I'm like, man, that could be a dream vacation of mine. I would love, as now an adult, because I have not been back since I've been an adult, I would love to go to Germany at Christmas time, whether it's with my kids or not. I would just love to go. I don't know if they would appreciate it. Paige probably would. Oh, I would love to go to Germany at Christmas time as an adult. Like roasted chestnuts here in Texas anyway. I don't know if it's like this in your state, but any kind of like market days or like craft show, that kind of thing, they always have pecans. And like sugared pecans, cinnamon pecans, that kind of thing. In Germany, they always had roasted chestnuts, and they are so good. Sometimes I am able to find them here, but they're just not the same. Like I've cooked them. I'm gonna try them. I don't know if I tried them in my air fryer last year or not, but I'm gonna try them in the air fryer this year because I've made them several times in the oven. They just don't, I'm missing something. They don't taste the same. So That would be a dream vacation of mine, like going, because I don't feel like I would plan that anytime soon. Like that would be a dream to go to Germany during Christmas time. But anyway, I already forgot. Oh, it's favorite type of cuisine. I totally got off track. German food though. I love German food. I love schnitzel, spätzle. I love the Jaeger schnitzel sauce. I love all of their sweet treats. Marzipan, which is kind of just like ground up almonds. All those flavors are so, so good. Yum. Black Forest cake. Oh, that's like chocolate and cherry. So good. What else? Oh, there's another one. I'm having a brain fart. Like German chocolate cake. I think that's what it's called. It's coconut and I don't know it's like a brown sugary mix. I'm doing a horrible job explaining that. Let me take some more coffee and get some more caffeine going through my brain. But yeah, German food, hands down. But I don't get to eat it that often. So if I was like to be more like, what do you eat the most? Any kind of pasta dish, Italian food. That's Mark's favorite. So that's what I like tend to cook more. Mark's not huge on the German food. So I cook more Italian than German. But if I had a choice, I would eat German like every single week. Okay, do you use Instacart and are there benefits? I used to use Instacart until Walmart started their plus delivery. Instacart, there's definitely benefits, but there are downsides, like with, everything, even any kind of food delivery, there are downsides. For instance, with Instacart, you are paying extra. The prices are raised and there's like a fee. With Walmart Plus, actually, I think I paid a fee for Walmart Plus too. So I must not have had it for a full year because I haven't been charged recently or anything like that. But it's not as high as Instacart, Walmart Plus. And the prices are exactly the same as if you were going to go into the store. Now you're still paying a tip, just like any service, it's nice to tip. I don't use Instacart anymore. I always go to Walmart, knowing that the prices, again, are the same exact online when you place them in your cart as if you were to go into the store. Instacart, it's not like that. I did use Instacart though. I mean, when it was the best service out there, that's what I used, but I'm not married to anything. If there's something better that comes along after Walmart Plus, I'll use that too. Do you do couponing? Do you coupon? We'll just say that. Do you coupon? I used to, but I don't anymore because it's very, you got to spend a lot of time on it, I feel like. And I used to get 4 to 5 newspapers delivered. I think I was already filming when I was still couponing. I don't remember. I might not have been on YouTube when I couponed, but yes, when my kids were little, I used to hunt for that stinking deal. But 1, it took a lot of time, and 2, sometimes you will find yourself in the store and for some reason that coupon's not working and you've got a line of people behind you and you're like, do I really want to hold up the line to get a free shampoo or whatever, and you end up paying for it. So, and you didn't need it because it was just to stock up your thing, So no, I don't coupon anymore. I did, and I did enjoy it just because it gave me something to do when the kids were little, and I, stay at home mom, not a whole lot to do. You can't go out a whole lot with 3 kids under 2, but I don't coupon anymore. It's not for me, but a lot of people do. So do a quick Google search on YouTube. There's a ton of couponers out there that will definitely show you how to do it and help you out. Okay, what's your feelings on being a homemaker, and do you ever get burnt out? Yes, I get burnt out. I feel like even if you're not a homemaker, if you are a mom at all, work outside the home, work from home, don't work, you are just a homemaker, you're gonna get burnt out because there's a lot on your plate. Raising tiny humans is difficult. Always second guessing yourself. Is this the right thing for my kid? Is this the right thing? Am I doing this? Is this the right punishment? I mean, you can go round and round and round and you burn yourself out. I did that in the beginning. When Rose and Pearl were born, and Bryce, before Bryce started kindergarten, that's one of the main reasons. Once Bryce started kindergarten, I found YouTube, or Mark introduced me to YouTube. It was a huge sigh of relief for me because I had something. All I had was Bryce, Rose, Pearl, and that's it. There was no Vanessa anymore. It was just kids and house and husband and all of that. Paige, was still elementary, middle school age when the kids were little. So lots of time with her. Now she's a teenager. She thinks she knows everything. So there's not a whole lot of parenting going on there. There's still a little bit because she's not an adult yet, but there's not as much, you know. Every year they get more independent, less that they rely on you, and she's definitely on the less stage. But yeah, no, I've been burnt out several times, and I've been burnt out since YouTube, since all of my kids have been to school. And you know, just balancing working, sharing with you guys, and keeping the house up to date, and pets and all of that. I mean, any aspect of your life, you gotta find something that's for you and go for it, or have a lazy day. Do something that you enjoy. Like, sit down and play a video game. Like, I think I'm gonna talk about this later on, but when I had COVID and I was stuck in that room, and before COVID, and the kitchen was being redone, and I was stuck in that room because puppies, and we can't lock our door. I had to stay in there so they wouldn't try to escape. There's not a whole lot I could do in there. I mean, not a whole lot I could film. I could edit videos that I had. I could go through emails, but you get tired of that. So what did I do? I bought myself a new video game, and I played a little bit every single day. And that doesn't happen normally. I don't play a video game every single day. Do I enjoy it when I do? Yes. When I have the chance, do I do that? Yes. But it's not an everyday thing, and I gave myself that when I had COVID, and two, when the kitchen was being demolished and I had to stay. And the kitchen's starting, again, not sure when this video is going up, but the kitchen is starting again on Tuesday. Today's Monday when I'm filming. What is the date? It's the end of October. Or it's the end of September. It's the 27th. So the kitchen is starting tomorrow, and am I gonna play a video game every single day? Maybe not, because I do have a list of things that I want to do, and I've been filming a ton this weekend, so I have lots of work to do, computer work, while I'm in there. But if I have the time, yes, I'm gonna give myself that video game time, because otherwise I'll go stir crazy. I'll get burnout trying to do too many things, and I need that me time, that downtime. So give yourself that. That is the number one. Also, with having twins, give yourself that. You're gonna need it, because I did not in the beginning, and I was not a very happy Vanessa. So you need to find something for you and make sure that you have that, and let yourself indulge in that. Maybe not every single day. If you want to, go for it. I'm not, pat yourself on the back, whatever. It's your life. But as often as you can, because it's definitely no fun when you get burnt out. All right, I'm gonna have to make a decision as I'm editing this if I'm gonna put this in 2 videos or just have one massive long one. And for future reference, let me know in the comments if you guys like the occasional like really long video that you can just put on and clean your house or whatever, fold some laundry, cook dinner, and just listen to me in the background, or if you would prefer if I like broke it up into smaller videos, because I've already had to turn my camera back on. It turns off when filming has been for too long, and I had a brand new battery in here and I just had to change it. So I know I've been talking for a while and I still have several questions. So let me find, okay, now we're gonna get into just a few YouTube related questions. So one, how did you get started on YouTube? And then this person also asked cell phone or camera. I already owned a camera, so that's what I used, but there's tons of people who use their phone. Like nowadays, cell phones are fantastic. Do not go out and buy anything. You do not need anything to start filming or to start a YouTube channel. That's it. There are tons of like free options. I mean, obviously you paid for your cell phone, but you already have it, so use it. And then oh, hold on. Oliver's, I have an extra light on today because it's a little overcast and he's stuck in the cord. Can you get over it, buddy? All right, pause real quick. Are you stuck? Come here. Here, I'll unplug it. Go ahead. Go on. There you go. Jessica boy. Be careful. All right, little pause there. But as far as getting started, it was actually Mark's idea. He was watching, I wasn't even watching YouTube. He was watching YouTube. I didn't know what YouTube was. I had my like shows on TV when we had cable. We don't have cable anymore. That's one thing that we just cut. We don't pay for that. But he was watching YouTube and he kept showing me these videos and talking about how he really wanted to start a channel. But Mark does work outside the home, you know, Monday through Friday. Actually, his job now is every single day. It's when he's needed. But he just does not have the time. And I was sitting here thinking every time he was talking about it, he's like, man, I really wish I could start a channel. There's so much that like I would love to do, share. He actually likes to cook too. He just does not have the time for that kind of thing. And here I am sitting and listening to him talk about it, that one day I just got on my computer and I looked up YouTube and I got sucked into like the mom stuff. And I was like, man, I could do this. Like I found this random grocery haul and I'm like, I go grocery shopping all the time. Like we're a family of 6. I could do that. So that's what I did. I picked up the camera. Now, when I first started sharing videos, I think I made a lot of them private because they were heavy on the kids and that's not something that I want to do. So I would include them in everything because they were there with me, you know, Bryce and the girls. I did a lot of like toy unboxings. I tried to get them into it and I loved doing that. I loved how excited they were, but the more I filmed, the more I decided that I needed this to be for me. So I slowly took the kids out and I started sharing things that were me, like my version of a mom, my version of being home, what I do, that kind of thing. So it all started with Mark though. Like he's the one who wanted the channel. It was his dream. It still is. Like he still wants to be on YouTube. He still wants to share. He loves when I share my videos and he's like catching a glimpse of me working. And when we did go live, we don't have the time to do that, but he loves it. And maybe one day, but he does not. He's a busy guy, busy man. All right. Also, how do you balance being online and keeping things private? For one, I'm not filming 24/7. So you guys are really only seeing a glimpse of my life anyway. So when I'm filming, you're only seeing what I'm sharing when I turn the camera on. That's totally up to you, your channel. You can turn the camera on, you can turn the camera off. You can share what is happening in your life. You can share what you don't want to happen in your life. So it's completely up to you and those around you in your family. So like I already mentioned, I would love to share Paige more because I know you guys love the kids and want to see them. One, I just don't share them as often because people online are gross and mean and nasty. So that's a part of my life that I keep for me. I do share them every now and then if there's something that I just really want to share. But when they tell me, if we're doing things and they're like, don't film me, don't take this picture, I am respecting their privacy at that point. That's their decision. So at the end of the day, you have to figure out what works for you, what you want to share, what you don't. It's not anybody's business. There's no right. Nobody has any right to know anything that's going on in your life other than you. So you get to choose what you share, and that's what I do. So there's really no balance for me. I decide what I want to share and what I don't want to share, and that's what you guys get to see. Like, I used to vlog more and share more when we were out and about, but at the end of the day, I decided that's why if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I'd love for you to follow me over there, because when I am out and about and doing things, I share it over on Instagram because it's easier for me to still be involved and hanging out with my family and having those special moments in time with just taking pictures and capturing that for our memory instead of trying to vlog and share that with you guys. So I decided on that last year, 2 years ago, that when we're like doing family things, I'll take pictures. I'll, film a little clips or something if I'm gonna do like a bigger video, but for the most part, I'm not vlogging every single time we do something as a family anymore. Like I'm in the moment with my family. So you just have to figure out what works for you. And then I got my fan on full blast because this light is hot and it keeps moving my paper. What are your tips on starting a YouTube channel and how do you build an audience? I just film and post. I am the worst YouTuber ever. So, and I've actually taken a few classes also. I've paid some money for some classes just because I love it. I love to know what you're supposed to do, but I am horrible at the follow through because at the end of the day, I want to share what still makes me happy, and I don't like routine. I don't want to be on a routine where I have to share this video this day. I have to share this video other than the grocery haul because that's super easy. I'm going grocery shopping anyway, but I'm not the person to follow because I've done everything pretty much organically. Like I tried for a little bit, a couple times of doing like a schedule, and does that work? Yes. The YouTube algorithm loves it, but I wasn't happy like only sharing those things. Like I want to be random because my life is random. Not just mine, life is random in general. So I should say that I'm not the one to come to for advice because there's so many YouTube gurus out there. But I mean, hey, I'm at 125 and I've gotten there all by myself. So I'm doing something right? I don't know. Could my views be higher based off of subscriber count? Yes, but at the end of the day, my advice on starting a channel or building an audience is be true to you. Share what you enjoy, because one, if you're filming stuff and you're just not into it, you're filming it just because like one, you know that the views are going to be there or something like that. Your audience, your viewers, everybody watching is going to know. And you might get the views on that one video, but you're not going to get a lot of people staying with you. So at the end of the day, just be yourself, share what you want. There's always going to be people out there who are going to comment and say things and like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. I should do what I want because it's my channel. So that's my advice to you. Do what you want. And, you know, just be true to you. If you want to like grow and be, you know, make lots of money or whatever, go reach out to one of the YouTube superstars, because I have no idea. I just like to share what I share, and I'm not interested in changing anything to get the view or anything like that. So I really can't help you with that. I just do what I want and share it and hope you guys are enjoying the journey as much as I am. Okay, Croctober, will it be coming? Yes. Oh my gosh, I got so many, I guess I should have talked about it earlier, I don't know, but so many messages on Instagram. I mean, probably like 25, and that's the most. Like, that's a lot to me because it was all on one subject. And I feel like, I don't know, you guys were like talking offline or something, and we're like, let's bombard Vanessa all at once, because it was like in the same 2 days. I was like, what? Was there like some big crock pot convention or something that I missed? Because so many messages asking me if I was going to do Croctober. I'm actually glad that they all came in, because I took that opportunity to go ahead and plan all of October and make sure that I was gonna be able to film that with everything that was going on. So yes, Croctober's coming. The first video is going to post on October 1st. It's on a Friday, and so I'm just gonna post it every single Friday. And I was going to take the easy route. I think I took the easy route last year and just shared one recipe at a time. But I guess I live in Texas, I have to go big or go home. I've got 3 I have planned. So hopefully I have planned to share 3 videos or 3 recipes in each video. So 3 every single week. The last week is gonna have 5 though. So lots of crock pot inspiration for you guys coming up. All right, next one, will you be decorating for Halloween? No, I'm not decorating for fall. I'm not decorating for Halloween. I'm not decorating for Thanksgiving. My house is gonna look normal. It's gonna be a little weird, to be honest. But I'm not decorating until Christmas. And even Christmas, it might be very sparsely because puppies, you know, puppies. And with the kitchen going on, I think we're gonna wait on part 2 until after the holidays, just so I can have my kitchen and it's not a constant construction zone. I'm not sure yet. So we'll see. I might, you know, decorate a little bit more for Christmas, but as far as like right now when I'm thinking about it, it's just gonna be a little bit, and that's it. But I'll share it if you guys want. I'll share like the smallest Christmas decor tour in all of YouTube land or something like that. But yeah, no, I don't have plans on decorating a whole lot. The only thing is, if we decide to have like a Halloween party at the house like we did last year, instead of going trick-or-treating, I haven't decided yet. The kids are already begging me to go trick-or-treating, so we might. I know our neighborhood has decided to do trick-or-treating, but if we decide not to, against that, if for some reason like the cases go back up again and they're just extremely high, we are going to stay home, and then I'll decorate a little bit for like a Halloween party. But other than that, my bins aren't coming out unless they need to, so no decorating for me. I'm sorry. I know you guys love the decorating hauls and stuff, but or tours and all of that. Yeah, no, not this year. Sorry, it's just not a good year for my family. Okay, and then this one, I think this question wasn't like meant for me to answer online, but I wanted to ask you guys because I think I have a little bit of time today and tomorrow, and I might go and see if I can find these. But somebody asked, Have you seen the Halloween advent calendars at Michael's? They have Halloween advent calendars? No. I didn't even Google it to look it up before I started filming. But no, I have plans now though to go to Michael's because I love doing things like that. So maybe because I'm not decorating, I could do like an advent calendar. I don't know. I'm running out of time though because it's almost October 1st. So I need to go look and see, but that sounds really cool. I didn't realize like advent calendars were a thing outside of Christmas. All right, and then last like Halloween question is, what do the kids want to dress up as for Halloween this year? I have no idea. They have not told me. I have not asked. However, Halloween, the Spirit Halloween stores have started popping up and open, so I'm going to find the closest one, and the kids and I, could we order online? Yes. Could we find Halloween costumes cheaper? Yes, for sure. Spirit Halloween, that store can get pretty pricey, but it's just something that the kids and I love to do. We like to go shopping together, and sometimes I go one-on-one, kind of like back to school shopping, and sometimes we go as a family, and we just like going in that store because they also have like the big decor pieces that like try to scare you and stuff. So it's just a thing that my family and I like to do. So we're gonna go do that either this weekend or next weekend, and I'll make sure I share that like over on Instagram so you guys can see what the kids picked out. How and where do you store all your seasonal and holiday decor? Well, come with me and I will show you our fantastic organized garage. So here we go. In the garage, I've got some Christmas there. I've got, let's see, we've got Christmas up here. And then other holidays are here. So Valentine's Day, there's Easter and St. Patrick's Day there, Halloween and fall on the bottom. Also Christmas over here. So yeah, this is how we store everything. We do have plans to get a little bit more organized. We're just waiting for the weather to cool down because, you know, to do the garage. Like we picked this up, but we haven't organized it yet. Mark put it together, but we haven't done anything with it. And then here's the other view of the garage. I didn't let the dogs in here, so they're like scratching at the door. Like, how dare you leave me in the house while you're not in here? But yeah, this is how we organize everything right now. I have the Christmas and colored bins, and then I think it was H-E-B when I was grocery shopping. They have black and orange bins. Oh wait, this is the Halloween and fall. So I'm gonna pick those up this year and do that. So I know that this is Halloween, and then it's just the Valentine's and like the spring season and holidays that I have. There's more also, like there's Easter. The bottom is all Halloween and fall. But yeah, the majority is Christmas. Like this is all Christmas. Well, that's beanbag filler for the beanbag chairs upstairs, but this is how we store and put everything away for now. One day it'll be a little bit better, but at least I know where it's at. That's the main thing. Wasn't that amazing? Okay, have you and Mark started your Christmas shopping? Yes, we have. I actually don't put a start date on Christmas shopping. If I find something and I know that I want it, have use for it, have somebody, you know, in mind, I pick it up. There are a few things I actually pick up with nobody in mind, but I know would make a great gift. And I either end up donating that because the school always does some kind of Christmas toy drive, or I find somebody that I know could use it and I gift that to them at Christmas time. So I already have several things in my closet hidden away for Christmas. Would you consider doing some Christmas gift ideas early this year? No, because my kids, I've even thought about going back and changing the titles to my older videos, or just making them, I can't make them private because that is just a big no-no in the YouTube world because they might get views this year. But my kids are at that age now where the magic is almost dying, but they're very curious and I don't want it to die before it does, you know? So I can't share anything because they all have iPads. Bryce, you know, has a phone. The girls have iPads. Bryce has a phone, and they know I have this YouTube channel. Their friends know I have YouTube because, you know, kids, they tell everybody. So no, I can't share anything ahead of time. I think the last couple years I've shared it after. Like I'll pre-film it and then I'll have it go live either on Christmas or after Christmas or something like that. So I might do that this year, but I also thought about not sharing at all, like Christmas gifts. I don't know, or maybe just like omitting the magical parts and share the other stuff. I'm not sure yet, but I'm leaning towards no. Like this year, like none of the fun stuff, like that fun stuff is coming this year because my kids' ages. I can't. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. That's a question that, would I consider it? Yes, but I'm like 99% sure that I'm not going to. Okay, if you could have someone cook for you for one day, celebrity chef or family, who would you choose? This one I had to like think about because again, I don't have like favorites or anything like that. I actually enjoy being in the kitchen, so it would feel really weird for me to be cooked for. Like, I don't know. My mind went like, ooh, I don't want anybody coming in my house and cooking food in my kitchen for me. Like that's where my mind went, and then I was like, no, I need to answer this question. So what I came up with is the Pioneer Woman, Ree Drummond, or Rachel Ray, because those are two ladies that I have been following since I got married. Actually, before I got married, since I, moved out and started cooking for myself. I've had tons of cookbooks by both of them. I used to watch Rachel Ray's show, like 30 minutes or 30-minute dinners or 30-minute meals, something like that. But I used to watch her shows, Rachel Ray, on when I had cable, so on the TV. But yeah, I guess one of those, because I've been following their recipes for the longest. This one, you guys are gonna probably be like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with you? I don't know, maybe it's because Lady Flo is on her way, or Aunt Flo, whatever. But this question like hit something in me. And I know like I don't know, maybe you just wanted like a beautiful place that I've been to. I don't know, but this hit something and I went down a spiral looking at pictures, and I had tears in my eyes this morning. I probably should have done my makeup a little bit more because I was crying this morning. This is my second cup of coffee. It's 10:30 now. But when I was writing these questions down, what is the most beautiful place you've ever seen? So I was like, what is the most beautiful place I've ever seen? And I got on the computer. First I scrolled through my phone and I was like looking to see if anything, like I could just pop up something random, like unexpected, like something beautiful that I had taken a picture of lately. But as I was looking at pictures, I was like, you know what? I must be in a mood. I'm telling you. I am in a mood of, I'm just in a good mood. Like I'm getting teary-eyed again. What the heck is wrong with me? I need to go to the doctor. I have some kind of hormone imbalance. But I'm not complaining because I've just been very happy lately, and I'm not doing anything. Like I'm not consuming anything that's making me happy. Speaking of happy, Amazon. Not for me though. Amazon truck just pulled up, but it's for my neighbors. They're gonna be happy today. All right, anyway, so I wrote down, I'm gonna be reading this because if I'm looking at you guys and I start really thinking about what I found to share for beautiful places, I am gonna cry. So I'm gonna pop up pictures as I'm talking though, so you're not like just staring at me, staring at this notebook. I might even like hide my face. But first, and no rhyme or reason. This is just everything that I found easily. I have a lot more that I could have included. If you are in Texas though, or in San Antonio, and you have not been to the Japanese tea garden, that's like a legit answer. That is a beautiful place. Very, like tons of spots for picture perfect, like photography. If you're into photography, Paige has a lot of really pretty pictures from the Japanese tea garden. It is right next to the San Antonio Zoo. So sometimes when we go to the zoo, we'll go to the Japanese tea garden after if we have enough time in the day and just walk around and look at everything. It has a beautiful waterfall. I think I only found like 1 or 2 pictures that I shared. Also, a beautiful place that I've ever seen is in our Boerne home when my kids saw snow for the first time. What? Oh my gosh, I'm so cheesy. Maybe if I like joke about it, I won't get emotional. He's coming across the street. I do have an Amazon package. What? Okay, I'm gonna pop up a picture of an Amazon truck because that's a beautiful place. Just kidding. All right. I'm trying to make jokes so I'm not crying, but the first time it snowed, I can't get over that. Every time the picture of Rose like pops up and I see it, I am just like, it was a beautiful, beautiful night. when it snowed, and my kids saw it for the first, well, my younger three. Paige has seen it a handful of times, but my younger three, it was their very first time seeing snow, and it was just wonderful. It was beautiful. I loved it. Going to Universal Studios, if you guys don't know how emotional I am, this is gonna tell you right now. So the very first time, the picture that I'm sharing with you guys right now is all of us. Mark, myself, and the kids a few years ago when we did go to Walt Disney World. We tacked on, I think we only spent one day. I don't think we spent 2 days. We tacked on a day to go to Universal Studios because we are very into Harry Potter. We love those movies, and my younger three are just now, or were at that time, just now getting into it. Now they're into it. They love it. And that was not our first time though, going. So that's just the picture that I'm sharing. The first time that we went was a long time ago when we took Paige. It was just Mark, myself, and Paige. My parents watched the kids, and we picked up Paige early from school one Friday, and we flew out and went to Universal Studios for the weekend. And we were back by Sunday night. And I was just walking into Universal Studios. I wish I had a picture because that was the most beautiful place. Seriously, and I'm almost half embarrassed to share this, but the second you get to the Harry Potter, the world of Harry Potter, and you hear the music, and I saw Paige and her face just lit up. The big train is right there. I started crying. I had tears in my eyes. I was crying. I was I wish I had sunglasses because I was trying to hide it. Oh my gosh, woman, you're 30 something years old and you're crying walking into Harry Potter World at Universal Studios. But yeah, that was it was just a beautiful moment. I guess not a beautiful place, but a beautiful moment. I kind of got mistracked a little bit looking for beautiful places. I got sucked into beautiful moments. So that one was one. Another one is my parents' property. That is a beautiful place and lots of beautiful moments there. I love it. I love just standing out on their back patio and seeing the view. I've shared tons of pictures on Instagram anytime I'm out there because I absolutely love it. But that's a beautiful place. And then Mark and I, a few years ago, we went to something for YouTube in Utah, and we drove because it wasn't last minute. We knew about it, we signed up for it, but we didn't want to pay for plane tickets, and we had the extra days. So we were like, you know what, let's just drive and make it a road trip. That was beautiful. I actually couldn't find any really, really good pictures, but we stopped at the Four Corners. I know I have a picture somewhere, but it was just a beautiful drive, and I loved it. I loved seeing the different scenery as we, got closer and closer. It was beautiful. And then also the lake. That's always a beautiful place for my family because we enjoy it so much. It's not just our vacation that we take yearly, but we always have different people come. It's always, us and then my parents, but then we have either other family or other friends, and it's just always a great, great experience and vacation, and the view is always beautiful. All right, let me just calm down after getting all worked up over that question. I don't even know why that hit me so hard when I was looking for pictures, and there's more I could share. Growing up as a military brat, I've seen lots of beautiful places. Did I appreciate them when I saw them? No, because I was a kid. But now my parents have tons of memories, videos, and pictures, and so many beautiful, beautiful places. Okay, moving on. If you could live in another state besides Texas, which would it be and why? No, I would never move. Because my parents are here, we have family here, and it's easy to get together with them, have family gatherings and functions and things like that, and there's always traveling. If I wanted to try somewhere else out, we could always travel and just take a little vacation there and that kind of thing. No need to move, so I love where we're at. If you could have a dinner party with any 5 people in the world, who would they be? So I immediately got online and I was like, who do I want to have a dinner party with? But again, I don't have I like to watch shows and movies and things like that, but I don't have favorites. There's no ultimate celebrity that I would just die to meet. Would I like to, see a few in real life, outside of the screen? Maybe. But the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? I would love to meet you guys, have dinner with you guys. That would be fantastic because I've made some of my best friends today through YouTube. So it would be awesome to meet some of you guys in real life. How many connections could I make if I actually met you guys off the screen, you know? Like there's several of you who always comment, message me on Instagram, and you're like, girl, I really wish we lived to get like close together. And I'm the same, like I really do wish it too. That's the only downfall. Like it's great meeting or like talking to you guys and meeting you guys online, but it's a whole different ballpark when you can see somebody in person, you know? So that's what I would love. I would love if I could have even 5, because that's the number, right? It was 5 of you guys over for dinner, or like meet somewhere for dinner. It doesn't matter, but I think that would be fantastic. I would love to do that one day. If you had a chance to meet, oh, that's funny, one celebrity of your choice, who would it be and why? So this one I had to really think about, because again, I don't like have a favorite, but I do love Jennifer Garner. So I recently started following her. Like I don't follow a lot of like celebrities and chefs or anything like that on social media. I have been following her for a couple years, and she just seems, because again, people get to share what they want, you know, you're not seeing into somebody's life 24/7. You're only seeing what they're opting to show you, but she seems very genuine and down to earth. So I would love, and I love everything that she's been in, like her movies and stuff. She's super funny, at least her characters. So I would like to meet her in real life. I think that would be fun. All right, now we're gonna get into some questions about COVID. So what was it like to have COVID? It actually wasn't horrible. I have been vaccinated, so it just felt like I had 3 days where I felt like I had a really bad cold. I've actually never had the flu, so I don't even know like what it feels like to be down with the flu or anything like that. And I don't know if there are, I mean, I know that there are some similarities from reading things online and, you know, all of that, but I've never had the flu, so all it felt like was a really bad head cold. I was miserable for a couple days, but it wasn't, like I knew it was gonna get better. It wasn't the end of the world. I never felt like I needed to go to the hospital, anything like that. I just had a few crappy days. And then how did you deal with COVID? That was very, very boring. Like I was so bored. Again, I bought myself a video game. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it because I'm bored. There's only so much I can do, stay in quarantine. If the whole house had it, and like we were in a state or area, city that required everybody to just go ahead and quarantine together, it would have been a different experience. But since myself and my son Bryce were the only 2 that got it, we had to kind of stay in our bubble, and the rest of the house was off limits. So it was a little difficult. Mark slept in the guest room. I got the master bedroom and the bathroom, kind of because, you know, that was a whole area. And then Bryce stayed with me until he didn't have any more symptoms, and then he went to his room. He only had symptoms for 2 days, so he had it real easy. But he got to hang out and play video games all day. He did have schoolwork. He had to do his schoolwork first, but not a whole lot. So he got to just play video games, watch movies. I don't really know everything that he did in his room, but he got to hang out in his room, in his bathroom. And then the rest of the house was off limits. Like Mark was responsible for dinner every single day, and like the cleanup and all of that. So I washed some dishes, like the dishes that Mark or Bryce and I used, but he was responsible for a lot. He was, you know, a trooper. He had a lot on his plate for those 10 days. But more and more, we just stayed quarantined as best as we could, which I think we did a really good job because nobody in the house ever tested positive, and we all tested several times. But overall, it was just like, it was really boring, like really boring. How are you feeling? How are the kids? Oh, and did your husband ever get COVID? No, nobody else ever got it. Mark didn't get it, and none of the girls, the 3 girls, Paige, Rose, and Pearl. It was just Bryce and I. The kids are all great. Like I said, Bryce only had symptoms for 2 days, and then he was good. Like he was bored also. And then how I'm feeling great. The only thing is, I do have 2, well, like 1 symptom, but they're 2 different things. 1 symptom that has lasted a little bit longer, but just yesterday it started to lighten up, so there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I lost my taste and my smell, and I have not gotten that back 100% yet. Like yesterday was the first day. Yesterday was Sunday. We ordered out we had dinner delivered yesterday, and we tried a new place called Hop Dottie Burger Bar, and one of their fries has queso with it, and Mark tried it first. He was like, oh, this is really spicy, and I was like, well, I can't taste it, so it doesn't matter. And I tasted it, and I like felt the heat, so I was like, oh, it's coming back. It's coming. I'm gonna get my taste back just in time for the holidays. I'm excited. So anyway, I do not have full taste or smell yet. That's that's still there. There's no more COVID in the house. We're all good. Anything else? Oh, what's the first store you want to go to when you're able to leave the house? Oh, this person also said, I'm guessing Trader Joe's and the Dollar Tree. And you are correct. I did want to go to the Dollar Tree because one just opened by me. Right, like 2 days before I got COVID, I had planned to go there with Madison because Madison likes the Dollar Tree also when she was going to visit. And I was really bummed. So I was like, man, I want to go check that Dollar Tree out as soon as I can. And that's what I did. So Dollar Tree was on there, and I do want to go to Trader Joe's because I love pumpkin. That is one of my favorite flavors. However, with the kitchen still in shambles, I keep trying to put it off because I know some things. I could use my Instant Pot because it does have the saute function. I can use it just like the stovetop, but I keep trying to push off going to Trader Joe's until I have a fully functioning kitchen. Who knows how long that's going to last though. Like, I'm already thinking about going next week before all the pumpkin stuff is gone. So we'll see. Maybe you guys will see a Trader Joe's haul. I just won't be able to use a lot of the food for a while, but I want to get it. So, you know, I'm like, should I go? Should I not go? I'm not sure. What would you do? Would you go and just go ahead and stock up and get it for when you are ready to start cooking it and stuff like that? I mean, pumpkin never goes out of style. I will have a pumpkin something in April. I don't even care. Anyway, so yes, you are right. Those are two stores that were on my mind for a while. Okay, and then how has your mental health been during COVID, and any tips on staying mentally healthy? So I just made sure that I got plenty of sleep. I went ahead and gave myself that because sometimes I will like stay up late to get something done, or I'll try to wake up super early. And I was like, you know what? During this time, I just need to focus a little bit more on me and take my time to get things done. So I made sure that I didn't stay up late and I didn't wake up super, super early or anything like that. Also, going back to like getting burnt out, just make sure you're doing something that you enjoy. So, I mean, that is huge mentally. Doing something that, especially if you're not in a job that you really, really love or anything like that, you have to make sure that you have something for you. Otherwise, you're gonna get lost. You're gonna, you know, go down a spiral, possibly, something like that. Just make sure that you're doing something for you. Keep yourself, your own personality alive. Don't lose yourself in whatever you're having to do to keep that, you know, mental clarity going on. Also, don't stay indoors. Like, yes, I had to stay quarantined, but I did not keep like my blinds down or like it's super dark the whole time. I didn't go outside unless I absolutely had to let the dogs out. And then, you know, I had Clorox wipes with me, wiping everything down. But I used that opportunity to stay outside for a little bit and just let the sun hit my face. So I wasn't feeling like I was like, you know, locked up for 10 days, which I was. But every time I took the opportunity, every time I could, to get into that sunlight, to breathe the fresh air, and just kind of recharge myself. And another one, like I wrote down bullet points that I wanted to make sure. I like thought about how I spent my time, and this one was a good one, or this one was a big one too. Don't just lock yourself away. Just because you have to stay quarantined doesn't mean you can't still connect. Like, I got through more comments than I normally do. I'm horrible about that, by the way. I know it. Like, I am the worst at commenting back. I love reading your guys' comments, but I'm always like multitasking and I hardly ever comment back. I've tried to get better about that, and I'm better sometimes, I'm not good sometimes. I'm better sometimes, I'm not good sometimes, but I did try to do that. I tried to connect more since I was locked away. I texted more friends than I normally do. Now I haven't. Back to my normal ways. I am that friend that I love y'all. I'll do anything for you. If you need me, I'll try my best to do what I can, but I'm like a dormant friend. I'm not great at reaching out or anything like that. I'm very quiet, laid back. I'm not like, hey, let's go, like spontaneous. Those are the people that I'm attracted to though, the spontaneous people, because they bring it out of me. So I'm not good about that unless I make a purpose to do it. So I did do that. I made a purpose to be more connecting with people, so I wasn't just like all on my own in the house, especially last year, like when everything was closed and you couldn't do anything. Just try to connect as often as you can and in ways that you can. Okay, and then just to make this video longer, hold on, let me make another. This is probably cold by now. I've been sitting here for a while. I only got a little bit left anyway. Nope, that's cold, but it was time for another coffee drink. I went ahead when I first sat down and I was like, hey, I'm about to film a Q&A. Not like I had enough questions and this wasn't gonna be like 2 hours long. I asked if anybody had any last minute questions over on Instagram. And so I'll go ahead and see. Some of them might be duplicates, so I'll just go through them quickly. But I'll go ahead and read them. So is everyone feeling better now? I hope so. Yes, we're all great. When is Mark going to film on his YouTube channel, or had he quit doing YouTube videos? Oh, I'm not even gonna ask Mark that question. He wants to, he really doesn't have time. He's tried several times, but he's just very, very busy. Okay, does RV traveling after retirement appeal to you? Oh, yes and no. Like, I wanna stay put and like get settled and all of that and spend time with Mark, but I do love to travel. Like, I do love to, I don't know about an RV though. Like, that's on my bucket list for the kids, like for us to go somewhere in an RV, because my parents used to own an RV and we used to travel in an RV when I was younger. As far as like actual RV traveling, oh, maybe, I guess it wouldn't be too bad with 2 people, with just him and I, but we have pets, so it would depend on everything. I would not take pets in an RV though, doing that. No. Okay, what is something you feel like last year during the pandemic taught you and your family? Something good and something bad, okay? Something bad, not bad, just too much time with somebody is a thing. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. Too much time. Like, I love my kids, but too much time with us together is not a good thing. It's not a good thing, as much as I love them. And then on the flip side, we were able to see like what we do enjoy doing together and what we don't. So I've tried to incorporate more, hence our family movie nights. That was brought up by all the kids, that they wish that we did that more. So we've tried to incorporate the things that we do enjoy doing together as a family, and we learned the things that we don't enjoy, or, you know, like every single moment does not have to be together. We don't enjoy being together. If it's needed, yes, I'm really like grateful that we found this house, because we were still able to have our own specific spots to go to when we needed that downtime away from each other, even all being in the house for an extended period of time. So that's what it taught me a lot about our family. We actually learned a lot. How did you get started doing YouTube? I already answered that. Can you clarify your main channel versus vlog? It's always changing and going back and forth. I know. And it's always changing, going back and forth, because I was doing various classes and I was trying to be like a professional YouTuber. I learned a lot doing that. And I actually meant to do an updated video on the vlog channel. I think it's been, what, a month now, and I never have. I just stopped. And I do apologize for that. I'm not the best at doing all that. It's definitely something that I strive all the time to be better about, is being more organized and detailed in what I'm sharing. But that's one thing, like certain content is not supposed to be shared, certain content is, all for the YouTube algorithm. And ultimately I decided that I did learn a lot and I enjoyed all the classes and everything that I've taken, but I just want to be me and do what I enjoy. This channel is not for a steady income or to help support my family. It's not needed, thank goodness. This really is just for me. It's my outlet to share with you guys, to connect and all of that. So I decided not to follow all the advice. So I am going to shut down my vlog channel and everything's just going to be here. And I did ask for feedback a little while ago, and a lot of you guys are always just super supportive, and you're like, whatever you want to do, anything that you want to do, you know, and that's awesome. Thank you guys for being like all over the place with me. But I do think it is easier if everything is just here and I'm not trying to like flip flop, like, hey, I posted a vlog over here, or hey, all food is over here. I just want to be Vanessa on one place and not be ripped apart into different channels and only filming one type of content. So that's what I've decided is going to work best for me, even though I'm not supposed to. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to have a channel for every different subject for YouTube. But no, I ain't doing it. You guys follow Heatherland? I ain't doing it. Would you ever consider getting a pool? We are getting a pool, and I'll be sharing that with you guys. It's gonna happen next year though, so we'll do that. That's like our next big thing that we're saving for is the pool. What was the worst part about having COVID? Not tucking my kids in at night and like waking them up and getting them ready for school. And I felt horrible that it was all on Mark. Like that was the worst. Like there's several times where I wanted to just open the door and be like, have a good day, but I couldn't. I needed to stay safe. So that was the worst part. Why did you stop homeschooling? That was part of the things that we learned. No, I'm not built for it. My kids need other kids and they can't be together. It's really Bryce and Pearl. I have maybe, like I made one room, the homeschool room, and I tried to, make the most of our time, and I had them all doing school at the same time. Maybe it would have worked better if like Bryce was in the morning and the girls were in the afternoon, or like I flip-flopped it, but I was trying to make, like I said, the most of our schedule. So all the schooling could get done and then everybody could have free time, but it just didn't work. Like I tried so many different things. I did a couple different styles of the education going on, but there was just too much complaining from the children in general. Not Rose. Rose is like very easygoing, laid back. She's good with whatever. She's like, yeah, okay. But Bryce and Pearl, nope. Okay, I could refresh it and see if any more questions came in, but I'm not because I think that is probably enough, and I'll make the decision last minute to either have this super long or cut it into two. I'll probably just leave it super long because it's easier for me right now, and it's fun to kind of edit the long ones. It gives me a lot to do all in one. So I hope you guys enjoyed getting your questions answered if you submitted a question, and getting to know me and my family a little bit more. Give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you are new. If you have any video suggestions or things that you would like me to share, types and styles of food related content, because I do kind of go towards that more because I love to be in the kitchen and try new things and all of that. Definitely leave those suggestions in the comments, because the end of the year I'm trying to share 4 videos a week. We'll see. I'm at least going to do the 3 that I've been pretty consistent with, but 4 videos a week. And also Vlogmas is coming, so I'm going to have a video every single day during the month of December. So I'm going to be busy, and I'd love to share, kind of what you guys are wanting to see or what's going to be helpful for you, that kind of thing. Side note, except for the Christmassy stuff that I haven't made a decision about that yet. We'll see. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.